All right, well, welcome everybody. It is Monday, July 25th. Almost celebration time, getting close, getting close. As I was just mentioning before I went into recording mode, my whole PowerPoint for tonight's training is missing completely. All kinds of files are missing, so that's all right. And then I was going to do a screen share to show some stuff on the iOS, how it works on Facebook, and it's saying my phone's not found and all kinds of fun things. So we're just gonna go with the flow. So welcome everyone. We will, as always, start with victories and gratitudes. Who would love to go first? And who's scared to go first and is gonna do it anyway?
Dawn?
Did Dawn just get voluntold?
Voluntold. Got voluntold. He's got a really good one. Oh.
I'm excited to say that we got 5 people that are signed up for the Ice Body Challenge as party tonight.
That you have 5 people that are signed up for Ice Body?
Including me.
That's awesome!
And we're on our third one.
We're starting our third.
But we got some of our people that are cleansing, and we finally got them to sign up for the Ice Body Challenge, or Dawn, I should say, got them. And they're really excited too. And he's getting really good feedback of, one of them just sent a message to him yesterday, like, thank you for pushing me. And you know, Dawn's not pushy.
Yeah.
Just sent in a positive way to encourage, right?
That's awesome. And you know what? Sometimes it does take that prodding and prodding and prodding, because new people, they don't know what they don't know. So
Yeah.
it's our job to keep kind of encouraging them.
Yeah, so.
That's great. That's very, very good.
Good job, Dawn.
I really want to see some people on our team. We haven't had anyone place in the Ice Body Challenge in a few years, so it's time.
I'm trying, but I'm just old.
Hi, James. We're not seeing you. I don't know if your camera's off, but anyway. All right, who else?
I'll go next, Steph. One of my gratitudes this week is just going back to the boot camp training. Len Hagedorn and Michael Klaus, who were talking about becoming a collector of great stories, is using testimonials to try to influence people's decisions, that kind of thing. I thought that was really, really powerful. So I'm really grateful for that, the training from the boot camp this past week.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And does anyone, thank you, Paul. Does anyone want to share about their experience with doing a live video? Because everyone, I think, agreed they were going to do it. Abel, yes?
I'll go. I had planned to do one just on my wall, and every night, like, I got to plan a different time because I'd be like, okay, I'm going to do it tonight, and then things just got hectic at home. But I did do a couple in the VIP group, which you saw, and they were actually super fun. I don't think the first one, I just did it. I didn't even tell anybody, so I don't think anyone was watching it live, but I was like, I'm just going to do this. And then the next one with tasting the shake, of course, I realized after, like, you could barely see my kids' faces while they were trying it, but I had to switch that all around. But it was super fun to do, so I know what I'm going to do for my next one. I just need to, my nights get so busy, so I got to find another, like, maybe in the morning I'll do it or something, just get it on the wall. But they're fun, actually. I really like them.
That's great. And you know what? If all this hectic stuff is happening, that's okay. That's real life. Now, you can turn your camera around during the live video if you want to show something. So I learned that while I was just shooting a beautiful sunset while we were driving. So, you know, it doesn't have to be anything major or profound. I just did one literally like, oh my gosh, what a beautiful sunset. I wish I could share it with more people, and went live and asked people to post pictures of the sunsets from wherever they were. And that was a ton of fun. All right. Who else did one?
I did one.
Yay.
And funny because the only reason I did it was because we had our call tonight, and I was like, okay, this is the second week in a row that I've made a commitment that I was going to do it, and I haven't done it, and I just started reading the first chapter of this book, and it was all about the commitments that you make and why you make commitments and don't keep them. And the whole chapter, I was like, I feel like shoot. Like I just was, and it wasn't trying to make you feel bad, but it was just being honest. And I thought that's something that I feel like I suck at right now. And I never put myself in that category before, but I wasn't really just looking at it. And I really my goal is to be in that category where I keep all my commitments. And so I want to be more careful about the commitments that I make, and I want to, follow through on them. And so I thought, okay, you got to do it. And like what Lauren said, when I did it, I'm like, oh my God, that wasn't even like going to the dentist at all. Like, it was just not, it was like not bad. And so I thought, okay, now it was my practice one in the VIP group. So I thought, okay, now I'm going to do the one that I was, that I could do in the public group. So I did 2 in one day just so I could make up for my 2. So it was good. Oh, go ahead.
Are they on your wall?
No, I did them in our groups. I had to start slow. Now calm down.
I just have to look for them.
Hey, calm down.
Good job, Penny. Good job.
Yay.
But you know what? And that's such a beautiful notice that you made. And I know James has done a lot of training around this with peak potentials and everything. It's that how you do anything is how you do everything. And if you're noticing you're not keeping the little commitments, I know for myself, when I say even little things like, oh, I've got to really, I get this pile of stuff that piles up at the foot of my bed. I have this little bench there, and that's my little junk spot. Oh, yeah, I'm going to get to that today. And when I don't, it seems like such a little thing. But what I've noticed is like, I'm sending a message to the universe that my word isn't good. And what I say isn't really, I'm not really serious about it. And I think that can show up in other ways. James, do you want to say anything to that?
Yeah, first off, Penny, I did the same thing. Last week I said I would do a video, so I did it this afternoon. And it takes me longer to post the darn thing than it does to record it. So anyway, maybe that'll be, maybe there'll be many more, since the recording of the video is fairly easy. But yeah, Steph's right. How you do anything, and that whole piece around, we wonder why we don't get the things that we say we want. So we say we want to be, a 2-star, 3-star, 4-star crystal executive, whatever. But the truth is, until we start keeping our word on the little things, we don't get to have the bigger things. And so start watching how you say things. So Steph could say, I'm going to spend 5 minutes tidying up that bench today. And just do 5 minutes, and that would be keeping her word. But if she says, oh yeah, today I'm going to clean that thing off, well, maybe not. So gotta just start watching your commitments. You run into an old friend, or maybe an old acquaintance who you don't really want to spend time with, and you say, well, yeah, let's get together soon. Well, you don't really mean that, so don't say it. It's like, you could say, I didn't expect to run into you today. That would be true. You can't even say, wow, it's really great to see you, because that may not be true. So it's like, just start watching what you say to people and what you say to yourself, even more important. It's not just the words that come out of our mouth, it's the words that are going around in our head. So, but yeah, commitment, write down what you're committing to and follow through. And if something comes up and you can't, then you need to decommit with the person you made the commitment with, just to keep it clean.
Yeah. Thank you.
So you could have phoned Steph and come up with a really good excuse, or just shoot the video.
Yeah, Stephanie, I was just going to say too that with, I know a lot of people have been saying, can you hear me?
Yes.
That, oh, I can't shoot it here. And I haven't heard all the reasons, but I heard one reason was that something about your signal is not strong enough. And my video said that, and then it gave the option. It says go ahead and record anyway, but it may catch it, may not. And I thought, I can't do it anywhere else. I'm going to try it. And it worked out fine. So it's worth it to try, even if it might not work, it might work.
That's interesting that you got that option, because I didn't. It said at one time I was going to go live, and it said your signal's not strong enough, and it didn't say like to continue anyway.
Mine
Oh,
did
well,
the
try
same
it and
thing.
see what happens.
Mine said the same thing. Yep.
Don't
Do you
believe
guys-
them.
Do you guys get a countdown as well before it starts going live?
Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
Very cool. So is there anyone that still is kind of procrastinating about this for some reason? Hey, what's up? Share with us.
Well, probably the same excuse is that I've just overcommitted myself. So I have been looking at even just trying to figure out how to do it. So I've gone that far at least. But yeah, I just have to understand how to do it and how do you do it just to the group?
You go into the group
Yeah,
and then go as if you're gonna, on your phone,
yeah,
you're gonna do it on your computer, and then go as if you're gonna make a post.
okay.
And then it'll give you the option to add, you know, a photo or tag a person or go live.
Go live, okay.
So
Okay,
why
so-
don't you, as a little mini practice, when we're done here, go into the business group maybe and just share a couple of little takeaways live with us.
Okay,
That's a good safe
Okay.
place to do it.
okay.
Awesome. All right, great. Anyone else? Anything else? All right, well, we'll get into the training. So what are some of your burning questions, or what would you love to hear? And hang on, let me, Deborah, I'm going to unmute you and see if we can hear you, because Deborah was texting me. And can you say something right now?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Okay.
Okay.
We
I don't know why my little picture.
Are
I
you on
have
the computer or on your phone?
I'm on my phone at the moment.
So Penny, you figured this out. Remember how to turn on the camera on your phone? We just had this with Craig.
Oh, that's right. Hold on. Let me go back to that screen. I forgot. There's, if you touch your screen, it'll bring up some options at the bottom. Mine says mute on the left, and then it says stop video. I think if yours might show, does yours show the video screen that's red and it has a line through it?
Hold on. Let's see.
You just muted it for a second.
There
There
you
you are.
Oh, okay. Ooh, I look
If
terrible.
you want to have a little more of you visible, you can go sideways as long as your screen's not locked. And then, yeah, your screen's locked. You'd have to go into settings to unlock that. Okay, no biggie. See you. Yay! All right, so what are some of your burning questions or things you'd love to know about Facebook, or things that puzzle you about Facebook? I'd love to hear from some of you.
What are the best times to make your posts?
Okay.
Why is there so much political crap all over it? Oh,
You know what? So that's a very good point, actually. Did you guys know about that you can unfollow people without unfriending them so they don't show up in your newsfeed? Yeah. Anyone not know how to do that? Okay, I guess.
I don't know. You just unfriend them?
No. Unfollow. So
Oh.
I'll go into a screen share and show that one. As far as when to post, ideal times to post, something like 80% of people reach for their phone before they get out of bed, which that blew my mind when I read that statistic. So obviously mornings are really, really good time, but it's also important to sort of watch the rhythm. So when you go on your Facebook, you can see who's posting and how fast that little sidebar is going. So it's really important to see when your Facebook is the busiest, but I think you kind of can't lose by posting before 9 a.m. and then right around 5 when people get off work, they usually check in quickly on Facebook. And then in the evening as well, before bed, they're checking into Facebook. So 9. But see when are you getting the most notifications? That's kind of an indication of good times for you to be posting. Minimum 2 times a day. That's really, if you're not posting 2 times a day or more, you'll get lost in the algorithms. The other thing that's really important that I've learned recently as far as algorithms, the interaction that you get, the closer you are to that person, the more their interaction meaning, and this surprised me because I would have thought it was almost opposite, meaning Penny and I have, I don't know, 100 and something mutual friends. So Facebook would see us as close. We're close. So when Penny comments on my post, it carries a lot of weight. So make sure that, you know, you're trying to get interaction from people that you're close to, so to speak, in Facebook. What else? Anything else, you guys? Any other kind of questions, things that puzzle you?
Just a quick one, Steph.
Yes.
So posting 2 to 5 times a day, is liking or going back and commenting on a previous post on your page the same as, get the same result as posting a new post?
No, it's not. Does not. Your post, the first 90 minutes is the most live your post is. After that, it diminishes and diminishes. And by now, 9 hours later, your post is kind of dead, unless it's a really active, lot going on, a lot of sharing. Sharing, of course, keeps a post high, especially, what's the terminology they used? Thoughtful sharing, meaning when you share a post and write something about that post as you're sharing it, that's called thoughtful sharing. If you just share a link, that doesn't really carry any weight. Or if somebody shares a link from you and they don't really write anything about it, it doesn't carry as much weight as what's called thoughtful sharing. So anything else? Did that answer?
That did. And one more question. So in our VIP group, I know you said a few times about sharing other people's pages. So I see a lot of sharing of other pages. So where do you draw the line on whose page or posts that you share? I'm not quite clear on that.
No, I'm not seeing a lot. So you'd have to maybe point out specific posts.
Okay, so like I shared a recipe post from someone's page and it was a little video, and I mean you had texted me and mentioned being careful about sharing other people's.
Yeah, no, I know that, but
from
you're
posts.
saying there are a lot of posts being shared and I haven't noticed that, so maybe I'm missing it or not seeing them.
Do you understand, does she understand the difference between, it's not that you can't show that video and not that you can't post that video, but instead of clicking the share button, saving the video and then posting it brand new? So you're still sharing
I understand
it.
that, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right,
Yeah.
sorry.
And then you can copy and do it that way. Yeah.
So what we're basically not wanting to see a lot of, and I'll scroll the page, but I haven't seen what you would say a lot of. I know there's a guy in there who's a guest who's sharing a little bit from his workout stuff. No, he's an associate. So, you know, somebody that's new to the whole sharing thing, we're a little like, I'll reach out usually and let them know. But we don't want to be taking people out of the page, and especially somewhere where they can either buy other products or it's another leader or it's another Facebook community that we're taking them out of ours into another one. So that's kind of more the guidelines.
Okay.
All right. Well, we're going to talk a little bit about branding and then get into some Facebook review and just some little hacks that I've learned recently. So, you know, as far as Facebook, all the how-tos of Facebook don't really matter as much if you don't know, you know, what is the message you want to convey and who do you want to show up as on Facebook. And who you want to show up as is yourself, your authentic, real self as much as possible. Because if you're trying to be someone else, it's just not going to be, you know, if I started doing videos like Preston Smiles or somebody like that, that just would not be who I am. As much as I admire what they do and they're so cool and I love the production values and all that, it wouldn't be me. So what also differentiates you from others? And that's you as a person, not you as an Isagenix associate necessarily. What's the feeling you want people to have when they land on your profile? Now, a lot of people don't even bother to go check out profiles. I do. Like if somebody friend requests me, I will go to their profile and I'm going to scroll their page and look at the kind of posts they make And I think it gives me a pretty good sense of whether or not I want to accept that friend request. So think about if somebody you don't know or knows you a little bit, or somebody you just met at a networking event went to your Facebook page, what's the message they would get? What would it feel like? And it really is about a feeling, right?
That's a song.
I'm sorry. My husband just texted me from downstairs. I'm on this one of those exercise balls. He says it looks like you're riding a horse.
Your happy place.
Oh
Mhm.
gosh. Anyway, sorry, I'm not riding a horse. I'm on a exercise ball. So, thanks for that interruption, honey, and making me blush.
Exercise balls are good.
Exactly, it's good for posture. What's the feeling you want people to have when they meet you in person? So it's the same kind of thing. Like, think of Facebook. Think of your Facebook profile as your front porch of your house. You know, you're hanging out there. People are walking by, and they're sort of just maybe getting to know you. They haven't been invited into your home yet, but maybe they're getting to know you a little bit. What can people count on from you? You know, do you have a fairly consistent message, or are you all over the place? And I've seen people who, you know, one day they're ranting about politics, another day they're posting motivational posts, another day it's something completely different. So do you have sort of a consistent theme? Like Jamie, I think you have such a consistent, beautiful theme in your post. You know, it's motivational stuff, it's food stuff, it's your family, it's nature. Like it's pretty consistent, and I can almost know that you posted a post when I see a post, you know, and that's great. That's beautiful branding. What are the 3 things you're most passionate about? These can be maybe somehow displayed in your cover photo, right? So what are you passionate about in your business, in your personal life, and just general interests? What are your 3 greatest personality traits? That's a tough one for a lot of people, but it would be really be worthwhile spending some time on that. What are your 3 greatest personality traits? And if you need some help, reach out to some friends. Say, what are some words you'd use to describe me? And get 3 words. What are the 3 words that describe who you are? What problems can you help solve? Because that's really what we do, is we solve problems. And then, you know, can you describe in 2 sentences who you are and what you're all about? So what are the 5 key components of your perfect Facebook profile? So what would you say number 1 is, guys? The number 1 key thing of your profile.
Your picture.
Your picture.
Yes.
The picture, yeah.
Yes, definitely. It's a profile photo, and you don't have to go out and get professional pictures done or anything, but it should definitely be well lit. It should show you smiling or happy. It should be you. 99% of the time, your profile photo should be just you. Now, if you're celebrating your anniversary, or if you get a cute new puppy, maybe as a temporary, you can post a picture as a couple or with your puppy or something. But I tell you, if I get a friend request from someone who doesn't have a profile picture, I won't even accept it, because I don't know who that person is. So think about that. There are lots of other places on Facebook that you can share photos or things that are important to you visually, but your profile picture definitely should be a photo of you. It's called Facebook, so it should be your face. The next thing is your name, of course. That's the next most prominent thing. Here's the other thing to think about, just going back to the profile picture. Your profile picture follows you whether you comment, message someone, anytime you post. So think about what you're writing being beside, I don't know, a picture of a cartoon kitty, for example. Does it make sense, right? So think about the context in which your profile photo is used. Your name, of course, that's kind of a given. Your name is your name. A cover photo. There are some people I know who don't have a cover photo, and it's kind of like seeing a news story with no headline, or a resume without all the relevant information at the top. And that's the part where you can have some fun and show some personality and show what's important to you. change your cover photo, you know, fairly frequently. And do you guys know that you can choose, let me start my screen share. I'll show you guys a couple of things. So on
What?
cover photos, on cover photos, if I want to update my cover photo, I can choose from my phone. I can upload from the computer or from my phone, or I can choose from my photos. And I like doing choose from my photos because often, and then I have cover photos, Isagenix, Facebook kind of sorts your photos. And that way, if there are other previous comments on it and everything, those usually follow when you change your cover photo. So that's a really good way to do it. That's how I like to do it. So I'm going to change it now while we're talking about it. And then make sure, like when you reposition it, I'll often also go back and then look at and see how it looks on the phone, because sometimes people pick, I've seen pictures people post a beautiful group photo and then all the heads are cut off when you see it on the phone, or vice versa. It looks good on the phone, but it doesn't fit on here. So make sure you do check that. So cover photo is important. Your introduction. How many of you have this section filled out right here on the little intro? You guys all have that?
I do. I have it.
Okay. So on the phone, it's even more important because that's really the first thing people will see. It's even more in your face. Since it won't share my screen. See, on the phone, I don't know if you guys can see that. It shows that little bio right under your name, basically. And then it's really cool to use emojis. Emojis catch the eye. And here's another really neat thing, that when you do change your bio, select post to newsfeed, because it gets you out there again. You know, if you have a little, and you can change this little intro frequently, you can add different emojis and it'll just push it into the newsfeed every time that you do that. All right. The other thing, do you guys know about featured photos? Okay, sorry, let me go back to the intro. There's another section. So the introduction, of course, is this little piece. And then also what you let other people see on this section of your Facebook. And that is something that you can hide or show. So for example, if I was to edit this, there are certain things I have unchecked because I don't want them to be seen anymore. So you can select what shows up on that part. All right.
Hey, Stephanie, sorry, how often should we change our cover photo?
I like to do it, 2 or 3 times a week. I don't know if there's a hard and fast rule. That's just what I kind of like. It's just another opportunity to do something new on Facebook. The other thing is talk about introduction. So this is the stuff that's immediately visible. I also go here when people friend me to check out. Now this isn't visible to others, but all this other stuff is. And, think about it. If somebody possibly is going to do business with you, they might come and check you out. And they might click through here and check things out and read more about you. So let me go on to somebody else's, for example. So this is a friend of mine. I adore her. However, I don't think she has anything. Look, there's nothing here. So there's really nothing to learn. No cover photo or anything. And her posts are also all just shares, just shares. nothing really that she writes, or I often wonder, I wonder why she posted that. Does she agree with it or doesn't agree with it, or what's the deal? I don't know. And then we'll go back to the featured photos. You guys know about featured photos? That you can select up to 5 pictures that will show up right when somebody goes to your profile. They don't even have to go to your photos. This is really cool. So on the phone, again, right under all my description stuff, those 5 photos are there. It's almost like having a little secondary cover opportunity. So those pictures can really say a lot. And I don't change those a lot. I'll swap up the order once in a while just to kind of, you know, jar the eye. But what do you want to be seen there?
Stephanie, if you don't select featured photos, will they give you default ones or it just won't show up?
I think it doesn't show up, but I don't know. Do you have them selected?
I've never done it on purpose. Doesn't mean it hasn't happened.
Well,
I'll have to look at it.
Let's go and see on your profile then.
No.
It just has your regular photos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And you don't have a little intro thing, so that's cool. You get to do that.
Yes.
Beautiful cover photo. All right. So that's it. Editing privacy settings. I think we've definitely gone over this a number of times, but some of you, I don't think were with us at that point. So when you click on the little padlock icon and go to see more settings, privacy is a really important one. So, oops. So who can see my stuff? I have it set to public because, you know what, this is such a big part of my business, and public posts obviously get way more exposure and get on the news feeds more. Also so you can set what you'd like that to be. You can select that. You can change it post by post. So sometimes I do make posts that I don't want to be public, and I just change that individually. Activity log. This is something as well that I, people who have tagged me. Oh, see, I didn't even see that. But I can either choose to add it to my timeline, which I don't want it to be on my timeline necessarily. So I will just click hide, but you definitely want to have that setting so that you get to choose what appears on your timeline rather than other people. So tag review. Okay. So post your tagged in. So you can select which kinds of things you want to control here on your activity log. See, I didn't even see this one. I didn't see. Interesting. All right, so back to more settings. Oh, who can contact me? Sorry, I have that as everyone as well. Who can look me up? Everyone who can look me up using my phone number. I figure if they have my phone number, they certainly should be able to look me up. And, whoops. And I do want to be found from outside of Facebook. So if somebody Googles you, just on Google, do you want them to be able to find you on Facebook? I do. Timeline and tagging, that's the one we just talked about. Who can see things on my timeline? I have mine wide open again. And managing who tags and reviewing the tags, that's important. Blocking, of course, that's a whole list of people who are blocked. Notifications, if you're overloaded, like I used to have it set so that I got emails and all that, it was just too much. So I basically have it just so that I get my notifications only when I'm on Facebook. I don't get emails and I don't get notifications on text messages, etc. That's, you know, individual, up to you. Okay. Followers. Do you guys know that some people have their follow button turned off? So make sure your follow button is turned on if you don't have that. change that. And see, this will be, so when you get your, if you have a website, which I'm just working on, then I'll be able to have a follow button on there. So that's kind of cool. Apps we won't get into. I'm sure you guys know how to get rid of apps, etc. And then videos, I have it turned off so that the autoplay videos, the videos don't play automatically when I hit videos. Okay, now Messenger. Do you guys know about, sorry, do you guys know about, okay, I don't really want to go there right now. Do you guys know about the other folder? Everyone?
Which folder?
The other folder?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Hang on
I
one
don't
sec.
think so. I don't think so. Other?
Just a sec. Okay. So if you go to your messages, so you can click on messages that are unseen, and then unread or filtered. So filtered are those ones that, so for example, this got filtered out because this is not my friend, and obviously is not going to be, and they can't see that you read that. So you can just accept it if it's somebody you know or you want to communicate with, or you can just delete it, and they don't. Whoever sent you that message doesn't actually see that. But it's cool that you can search for unread messages. You guys know how to search in messages too. We're also going to talk about. We're going to talk about something cool that I've been starting to use, and that is emojis. And did you know, I didn't know this, but did you know you can search by emojis, apparently? And it's being really slow. But for example, I've started using this emoji for people that I'm in communication with, follow up, etc., so that I can easily search them out instead of looking for names or keywords. So that's really cool, and it's too bad it's not showing it to us right now. Friends, did you guys know if you hit on see all for your friends, you can view your sent requests to see who maybe hasn't responded. And also, oh, this is in a different place, sorry. Go back to your profile. If you click on your friends list, you can view recently added friends, which is kind of cool because sometimes I, add people while I'm out on the fly and then I kind of forget. So I check in here every few days to make sure I've actually connected and messaged with each of these new people that I've added. So that's a cool little feature. All right, other inbox we went through. Oh, and have you ever read a post, guys, and then you forgot who not who posted it, but maybe it's like from a week ago and you wanted to read it again. So Penny, tell me a recent post you made, something that might be in the words, like a keyword in the post. You might be muted. Let me see if you put anything about gardening.
Oh, I haven't. Not lately.
Okay. Okay, so it's pulling up all your posts. Okay, so it's pulling up all your posts, not just by garden. So I don't know how that keyword thing works. I'm gonna have to experiment a little more. That was just a new one I learned. So while we're in the search feature, do you know that you can do my friends who live in Las Vegas,
Oh.
for example, which is great if you're going somewhere or if you know about an Isogenics event, etc. You can also do my friends who like Eric Worre. And that shows all these people. A lot of them obviously are in Isogenics, but some might be in other companies. So you can search by lots of things. My friends who are fitness trainers. Oh, that's only one. Interesting. So lots of things you can search by their interests, etc. if people have expressed those. So that's really cool. When making posts, and I'm jumping around a little bit, but when making posts, do you guys know about deleting a link? So let's see, for example, let's say I wanted to write, these are so cool. And maybe I'll select which of these I want as the picture, the preview, but I'm gonna delete this link because it's just that much tidier to not have the link in it. And then you can select your audience here. I'm gonna make that just only me. Okay, so always delete the links from posts just to make the post tidier. And when you are posting something, or if in the event you have to share, it's better not to share it. It's better to download and upload. But if it's something that now I've learned I can't download, for example, music videos, I have to share them so I don't go to Facebook jail. Write something before, maybe before you share it. So let's see. So if I wanted to share this guy's post about his training, oh crap, sorry, I didn't want to do that. Sorry guys. You want to write something before hitting the share button. Now, while we were talking about unfollowing, if you're seeing a lot of posts that you don't want to see, or somebody's, lots of like political things or things you don't want to see, then,
Oh,
how cute is that? Okay, so this one I want to save. Do you guys know about saving? Save video? So that you don't have to share it to yourself. But let's say I was seeing stuff I didn't like. I could just hover over here and unfollow this person without unfriending them. So she would no longer show up in my newsfeed anymore. And if I wanted to follow the comments on the post, so for example, if one of your cleansers makes an interest generating post and you don't want to jump in right away, you want to comment later, turn on notifications for this post so that every time somebody comments, you'll get notified. So I'll do that sometimes with various kinds of posts. All right. We stop autoplay. Photo filters, the auto filter. Okay, so auto filters, did you guys know, and let me see if I can figure out where it is on here, that I think this might be on the app only, that Facebook adds an automatic filter to your photos when you add them to Facebook. Hang on, let me see this on here. I do think that's only on the iOS app. So, okay. Bring back my Zoom. Huh. I can't bring back my whole screen for some reason. Okay, help somebody. Oh, here we go. Stop share. There we go. So yes, when you go to post a photo to Facebook from your phone, it will automatically, unless you have it turned on, try to swipe a filter on it. And sometimes that's okay, but Word posts, it's not okay. And if you want to see that in action in our Facebook business group, I did a short little video showing that and the difference. It blurs Word posts really badly. So if you hashtag FB tip in the Facebook business group, you're going to see how to not do that or how to watch for that. Because I'm seeing still beautiful quote pictures being shared in the group and they're kind of blurry. It's because they have that little app, that little filter put on there. So the other thing is, oh, I did want to show one more thing, guys. This was really cool that I learned. Sorry. So when we go into our groups, oh, I don't know if you guys use this. Do you know that you can put things in your favorites so that you don't have to go searching way down here to go to the VIP group, etc.? Do you guys know about that?
No.
All right, so let's say you go to groups. You can, okay, that one's already in my favorites. This is already sorted, so that's in my favorites. If I wanted to put another one in my favorites, I could just go to your icon, add to favorites. And then when you go to your home page, they'll be up here at the top, so really easy access. Now, anyone ever search for things in the VIP group?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so if you search the group and type in an asterisk, it puts all the posts in chronological order.
Nice.
Is that cool or what?
That's cool.
Wow.
So do you put
Cool.
the asterisk and then what you're specifically searching for, or just?
The asterisk puts all the posts just in chronological order.
Oh, because they get bumped up and so they're not in order. Okay.
The other thing that
That's cool.
I don't know if you guys heard me say this, that I've been doing this. I've been putting my initials before the welcome hashtag, and it's been so handy because I can pull up just all my welcomes without pulling up everybody's welcomes. And it's I did a ton of follow-ups with this little hack. It's great. So I would encourage you guys to use that for your welcomes. So has anyone noticed anything with my posts that's a little different in the VIP business group? Well, let's go there. See if anybody notices anything different. Where are my posts? Anyone notice anything?
Oh, you're setting it off with some kind of emoji.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So there is a guy who I'm just starting to follow his training, so I can't wait to learn more, but he is all about emojis and how much emojis will increase your post reach, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so even using emojis, now I've started messaging people. Like I mentioned, if I'm reaching out to someone for a birthday or about something specific, emoji. Because look at what they see. The preview is just a few little short spaces, right? Birthday. Ooh, that's eye-catching.
Mm-hmm. Where do you find these? Because when I try to do it, like I just get the big stickers. Like
Okay, so,
Yeah.
so on a Mac, I don't know on a PC, on a Mac, you go Control Command Space, Control Command Space, and look what pops up.
Oh, nice. And then you can just click what you want before you start typing.
Yes, so now I have my little favorites, right? I have the birthday cake as a favorite. This is my emoji now for when I post a podcast. So the ear is going to be the emoji. The trophy is going to be like for congratulations and everything. So it's really cool that you can actually set certain emojis for certain things, for certain themes. Congratulations might be a good one. Or the champagne or something. The podcasts, I have the ear, calls, I have this, something that's calendar event has that. So just pick your favorite emojis that you love and start using them because they're really, really fun and phenomenal. And even in comment threads, if you're part of a big comment thread, if you start it, most people put emojis at the end of the post. But most people in the preview won't see the end of the post. So I'm just starting to play around with more emojis at the front of my posts. And I see there's some beautiful congratulations from certain leaders, and their whole post, it's like emoji, 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 emoji. And it's really cool. It's very, very eye-catching. And I noticed one you posted, Pia, with all the check marks. Those are kind of emojis, right? Those are emojis. That's very eye-catching. So I love that. So that is it on the, did we answer everything you guys wanted? That you asked up front? Okay.
Hey, Stephanie, just a quick question. I know this kind of sound like a maybe awkward but obvious question. Do you find that a lot of, because I'm always sort of self-conscious about it as a guy, do you find that a lot of guys use a lot of emojis, smiley faces, all that kind of stuff to communicate?
So the guy I'm actually starting to learn about this from is a guy. And hang on, I'll share again. It's a guy. He's sharing all this like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
See if I can find him. Look at his posts. Hang on. Somebody else was on him. Posts. Emojis.
Okay.
You know, it might be just one. Like this one has one emoji. So.
Yeah. Like I do it a little bit, but I don't do it a lot, right?
Yeah.
So just thinking how much.
Yeah. Well, I think you can, like anything, you can can be a little bit of overkill, you know?
Right. Yeah.
And not every single post is filled with emojis. He seems to kind of break it up a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And just change the placement, Paul. If you don't do many, maybe just put them at the beginning.
Yeah, at the beginning. Yeah, that sounds good. Thanks, Pia. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'd love some takeaways and questions if you have any as we wrap up.
I have a question. How do you feel about using post-generating software like Post Planner and Hootsuite?
Well, I use Post Planner as well, but my belief is, and I think the stats would probably show that it shouldn't be all your posts. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I'm not an early bird. So I'll do my first post or post into the group. I use Post Planner. But I think there's one leader I follow in Isogenics, and her posts are now all done through, I don't know if it's Post Planner or Hootsuite, I'm not sure which one, but it just feels more impersonal somehow.
Because I noticed when I was using it that I wasn't getting hardly any comments or likes on there. So I was wondering if Facebook senses that it's not you posting and like throws off the algorithm.
It's possible, although they claim, like Post Planner claims that if you use their software, you'll get more. I have not found that to be the case. I feel like sometimes, it's like crickets, nothing sometimes. So I think it's okay for some posts, but I definitely think you could lose that feeling of you in it. Does anyone else have experience with that?
Yeah, I'm sort of noticing that. I use the every post, obviously, which I find is good because in the morning I'm still at work, so I put the post the night before. But at the same time, sometimes you get hits, sometimes you don't. So it's kind of, I'm not sure.
Oh, one other thing that this just reminded me of, thank you guys. When you make sure that you're interacting with people beyond just clicking like on their stuff, like talk to people, comment on their things. And if you do a post that's got lots of comments, do you guys go and like everybody's comment, whoever commented on your post? Do you guys go back and do that?
For the most part, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really nice thing. That's like, oh, thank you. Like, thank you. That's a little thank you for that. And if there's any chance to then interact, if they said something that you could say something to or ask about, do it. But also don't do it all at once. Like, don't go to your one post and go click like, or comment. Spread it out a bit so that it's kind of like keeping the coals going in the fire and keeping that post a little more active. Again, asking questions, even if it's something, sometimes, even if it's something you could kind of Google yourself, maybe. People love to chip in and chime in and give advice. And one of my biggest posts was, what of these 3 Netflix series, what would you guys recommend? And holy, it was just an explosion of responses. Everybody wanted to put their 2 cents worth in and give me advice on what to watch. People love to give advice. So
What did you decide?
What's that?
What did you decide?
Gosh. The one with Kevin Spacey.
House of Cards.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I love him. But we've only watched a couple because we try to watch it, together and coordinating schedules and whatever. There's no BD in TV, so you know how that goes. Anyway, so yeah, what are some other posts you guys have made that got lots of interaction? If you ever make a post like that, let us know. Share those posts. And again, keep commenting on each other's. Another thing I just thought of is when you have a new cleanser, when you enroll a new associate, make sure you go go to their profile where it says friends, click on friends and say, get notifications. You want to be notified of every post. So in case they, put a picture of Isogenics all over their Facebook wall or, say something that's maybe not ideal for generating interest. So you want to be following your people, be in the loop. All right, well, with a few minutes over, one more takeaway and we'll wrap it up. Pia, were you?
I'm going to commit. This is Penny. I'm going to use yours. I have been procrastinating about fixing up my Facebook profile for a while, and this week it's going to happen. So that's one. Another thing I was going to say is, you're right. I don't go back and comment or on too quickly. I've noticed that's something you do too, Stephanie, is not too quickly so that the post can be bumped up and bumped up. And same within the VIP group. My rule to myself is every post that I make, I try to go back at least a week and pick a post that's, 3 to 7 days old and make 2 comments for every post that I make to bump up a post that was made, before, because it's a really good post.
Now, something to realize, when you do that, when you comment on a post that has already been posted, the people who have commented before you or the poster will get notified, but no one else in the group gets notified. So it's definitely not as powerful. Now, if somebody goes to the group and starts scrolling, they'll see it, but it's not going to push a notification to anybody new. So that's something to consider.
Save my efforts.
No, not at all. No. But if you have, if you have somebody new and you know that they're interested in, athlete stuff, sure, bump up some before and afters of athletes and tell them, hey, go scroll the page. There's some great posts at the top now or whatever. Yeah.
Right.
Does that include your own post, Stephanie? Commenting or making a comment to bump it up if you think it hasn't gotten enough response or something? Would you recommend that, or?
You can. Like in a group, you mean?
I'm just talking about a general post, like something that you post on your wall, on your profile. You put a post up there and you find it didn't got a lot of response. Do you go back after a week? Is there a way to maybe bump it out there, push it back out there so it gets?
Not really. If it's not getting any interaction from others. I mean, one thing I do is on my look back, on this day, when you get on this day and it looks back on your, like a year ago, 2 years ago, whatever, on this day, I'll go
Okay.
back and sometimes comment on those, and it's amazing that it brings it up into the news feed. Like I might go, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's been 3 years since this happened, and suddenly it'll, you know, a few little people. Or on photos also. I remember one time with Jody, I went and commented on a before and after she posted like a year ago, and it completely just whole new wave of people. But I don't know if on a post it would. I don't know.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, did anyone learn anything new?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Emojis.
Yeah, and like I said, this is very new to me, so I don't know yet. But I mean, this guy has massive following. On his Facebook Live has like 300, 400, 500 comments every time. It's like you can't even keep up watching him. So I figure he must know what he's talking about, or there's something I haven't learned yet. Anyway, so I look forward to seeing more videos. You guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. And some of you very soon in person. Hugs. Woo! Thanks.
Night.
Oh, wait,
Okay,
wait,
guys.
I want to do a screen
Good night,
capture.
everybody.
Good night.
Everybody smile. All right.